God bless America. Hey, this is going to be my last campaign video, my last statement on my campaign for presidency. As Petro, you know what's amazing about America is that we can really do this stuff. You know, just any ordinary Joe can register to run for president. Now, really don't have a chance, and I never believed I ever had any inkling of a chance. But it was a very interesting process to go along the way and register and just kind of have my name on some lists and some conversation and some interviews about people, you know, wanting to understand, you know, who is this wacko out there running for president. So it was a right and an opportunity, and I took advantage of it. But this will be my last video. This will be my last statement on the campaign. Why? Well, because obviously, you know, never did have a chance. But there's a lot of things going on in America that I just wanted to share, and a lot of people feel the same way that I do. And, you know, just think about what it would be like to have a president and a government that really got back to the Constitution, that really had the spirit of those that instigated and executed the revolution against a tyrannical power from the British. You know, that spirit of America. What if that came back? And I think it's going to have to happen because where our country's headed. But let me just share with you some of the things that a guy like me would do as president of the United States. First thing is I ran the campaign on cheap gas. And what I would do through executive power, and believe it or not, you can do this as a president, I would sign into power mandating that gas would not be sold for more than $1.25 per gallon. And that a barrel of oil would not be bought in the United States for more than $30 a barrel. It can be done, and everybody's going to yell, hoot, and holler about it, but you know what? People would get used to it. People would sell, and that price would dive down. Just saying it would drive the price down. So yeah, the whole cheap gas argument is legitimate and would stick. The other thing that I would do, I would eliminate the Federal Reserve. The United States of America needs to be in control of their money and not be paying interest, ungodly interest, to private bankers. So the whole Federal Reserve System would be eliminated. It would also eliminate the IRS. There is no law that says that we have to pay taxes or file taxes. It's just a presumption that the bulk of Americans don't even realize. In fact, when it's challenged in court for people who don't pay their taxes, their federal income tax, they universally win. Because there is the federal government cannot produce any law that says that we have to do that. And actually the federal income tax money that we spend from our wages goes to paying the debt, the federal debt, which goes to private bankers. It's a totally messed up deal. All that needs to go. Fourth thing I would do, I would call for a complete and comprehensive reinvestigation to 9/11. At this point in time, I would make all the videotapes, all the evidence, all the information, I would make it all public domain. I mean, it needs to be that way. You know, you can quelch all the conspiracy theories, you can put a stop to all that by showing the evidence that you have. Because right now all of it's being hidden. And so all of that needs to become public domain, and a complete investigation needs to be done. You know, you got the truthers on the one side, you got the government on the other side, and they're, you know, the truth, the actual truth is somewhere in the middle. And the American people deserve to know exactly what the truth is from 9/11. Another thing I would do, number 5, is I would launch a full-scale federal investigation into these secret societies. Bilderberg, Illuminati, Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove. These organizations, these secret societies, need to be completely investigated. Who are the members? What's going on? What's their agenda? What's the process? And it needs to be brought to light. It's scary to look, to read, to start to learn about what these guys are doing, how much control they have, and the power that they exercise, all in secret. So I would launch a full-scale investigation as to what's going on with those guys, what are their agendas, what are their motives, and in essence, it's big-time organized crime, and it needs to be investigated, brought out, and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Number 6, I would repeal Presidential Directive 51. I would repeal it. And if you want to know what that's about, it's about the office of president having basically dictatorial powers in the event of an emergency, real or perceived, but declared. Google it. Presidential Directive 51. I would repeal that. Number 7, I would eliminate all the secrecy in government between branches, specifically between, well, all three, between the executive branch and Congress. There should be nothing, absolutely nothing, that's kept in secret between those branches. We elect our representatives to go to Washington and represent the people. There's nothing that should be held from them. It's our government, it's our people, it's our military, and you know what? This top secret, classified, super duper military, no, gotta go. Our elected officials need to have access to any and all information. Government, military, CIA, secret ops. It needs to be available to them. Because it's that secrecy, it's that cloud of secrecy and that cloud of protection that is whittling away at the freedoms of Americans and moving and positioning the country of America to rapidly become a dictatorial state. And that has to stop. It just absolutely has to stop. I would repeal, number 8, I would repeal NAFTA and any agreement that has been signed that compromises the sovereignty of the United States of America, that in any way collaborates, hooks up with, other nations, and in any way compromises who we are as a country, our sovereignty, our independence, our stand alone in this world as our own country. I'd get rid of them all. NAFTA, then there's this SSP, that President Bush just signed it. Those would go away. I would get rid of all those. I would secure our borders, militarily secure our borders. I would arrest those who have broken the law and are here illegally, and I would deport them. And I'd give them the opportunity to come back in legally, but those that are here illegally would go and have to re-enter legally. In addition to that, I would also eliminate this national ID card. I mean, there's no reason for a national ID card. The power is in the states. The government has far too much information on us already. They don't need any more, and they can't continue to hide this issue of wanting more and more and more personal information on us under the guise of safety. It's a ruse, and it's a ruse to take away our freedoms. We don't need to stand for it. It's all about getting back to the Constitution. It's all about that document that our forefathers put together to protect the individuals that make up this country. And it's really moving to a spot to where there's going to have to be a fight to get it back. And I would just encourage you to check out all this information. Check it out. Go in with eyes wide open. Don't believe what the government tells you, and don't believe what a lot of these conspiracy people tell you either, because the truth is somewhere in the middle. And all of us have an obligation to go and seek it and find it and push for it. Push for the United States of America to be returned, and the power to be returned to the people. It's slipping away, and it doesn't need to. And last, but most importantly, the message that overrides all of this is get right with God. It's no surprise what's going on. It's all written out, planned out, predicted in the book of Revelation. God is coming back and things are ratcheting up. And so for you, whoever's watching this, you need to get right with God if you're not right with God. You need to surrender your life to Christ, because He is the ultimate protection. And when things start to bust loose, He'll catch His people up. And you'll be protected by Him and His love, who is far bigger than any evil that these secret societies and evil people, evil governments, evil plans can concoct. God is bigger than all of it. So, God bless you guys. Get right with God. Stand up, speak out, share information, push for the truth, push to protect your freedoms. God bless you. It's been fun. I've loved it. And God bless America. God bless you. Have a great day.